Narain heads the product marketing, growth, and community at Testsigma. He's passionate about democratizing software quality across the organization, and he firmly believes in joint ownership of quality across the board. When he's not talking to customers or the community, he can be found producing electronic music. Wow, that's interesting. In his home and at his studio. Narain lives in Chennai with his partner and their 6-year-old son. We welcome you to the QE Conclave 2024 with the thundering applause from all the 500 plus delegates here at QE Conclave 2024. Thank you. Over to you.
Hey. Check. Perfect. Thank you. I was told I have less than 10 minutes.
Yep.
And I was told I was the last talk. And I believe there is one more after me, so I'm not the one standing between you and drinks. There are 5 more people. By the way, I had 5 jokes prepared. That's the first joke. I'll probably keep on 2 jokes because, yeah, we are. Great, thanks, folks. Good evening. My name is Narain. I head up product marketing at Testsigma. And so Testsigma is essentially a GenAI, powered low-code test automation platform. And I don't think, yep, there you go. So for the uninitiated, I will just spend 2 minutes talking about Testsigma before I move on to the meat of the talk. So I think this I'll just skip. Yeah, we are in San Francisco with offices in Chennai and Bangalore. Enterprise grade, VC funded by the big ones. I'll just skip through this. Yeah, we have customers all over the world. Some of the largest names: KFC, Nestle, Cisco, Samsung are customers of Testsigma and use GenAI. We recently launched Testsigma Copilot, right? And Testsigma Copilot is a GenAI-powered assistant for QA teams. So it really makes life so much simpler for people like you and me. And what it does is essentially it helps you do 2 things really well, right? It helps you get really fast with test development, and it helps you ensure comprehensive test coverage. And we have recently been deploying Testsigma Copilot across many of our enterprise companies. And we have some learnings which I want to really share with you folks. So we ask our customers, right, really, why do you want to look at GenAI for software quality? And we get a few answers. The most popular answer is CIO has told us, everyone is doing it, we want to do it. And one very interesting answer, which is a bit controversial, is we want to cut cost because we want to see if AI can replace our people. And then there are some very good answers, like we want to improve productivity, right? We want to really look at faster GTM. We want to see how fast we can go to the market. So all these are real answers by real people. So we recently were approached by one of the world's second largest logistics company in the world. And they have 50 billion plus revenue and almost 500,000 employees, and they deliver 1 billion plus parcels every year. And they came to us with a couple of very interesting problems, right? One is, obviously, the CIO told the global workforce to implement GenAI and to evaluate GenAI, but the QA, leader had some interesting problems. They wanted to shift left, and they wanted to shift right. And they wanted to also improve productivity and make sure that there is not a lot of dependence on the tech teams to really automate, right? And there was poor test coverage, right? For a company that's probably a century old, right? The kind of legacy they had 20% test coverage, and they had been doing this for the last 5 to 10 years. And that was really poor. And the reason was really because they had a web app, a mobile app. They had some legacy applications they built in the early 90s. And the team was depending on tech teams to really automate. And like I said, legacy applications were there, they built in the 90s. And the requirement was very simple. They wanted to democratize test automation, right? Anybody should be able to automate. I'm not a techie, right? But I should be able to automate. Business users, business analysts should not be waiting for someone who knows to be able to test sigma. Second joke. Uh, so people should not be waiting for someone who knows Selenium and Java to really be able to automate, right? And zero learning curve. They want people to start automating ASAP. Now, it takes time to understand the business. That will take time, that should take time. But the actual automating should not take time. And of course, they wanted to replace their entire tech stack with one platform across their web, mobile, desktop, and their legacy applications. So, enter Testsigma Copilot, and they were able to generate test cases using prompts by a number of sources. This includes sources like user stories, right, and even designs, screenshots, right, like a framework drawn on a paper, for example, shift left, right, and the sources also included URL of live applications. That's how they test in production, shift right. So they were able to really generate test cases and automate in less than 10 minutes. Yeah, he is the real bad cop here. And of course, then the other thing is around test coverage, right? So Testsigma Copilot started, helping them by suggesting scenarios that they might not have thought otherwise, edge cases, and this also helped them really provide comprehensive test coverage. I don't think this is changing really. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, test coverage, was being suggested to ensure comprehensive, coverage to make sure they don't miss any edge cases. Again, various inputs like Jira user stories, URL for shift right, of course, and Figma design screenshots. And the impact was phenomenal, right? What took them 5 years for a 20% coverage, they were able to achieve more than 80% coverage in just 3 months. And what test development time was 10 hours, now it takes 2 hours. And this was phenomenal, right? And again, new members, they were able to, understand the business, go through their usual, ramp week, ramp month, and were able to start automating immediately, right? All they need was log into the platform Testsigma, and they were able to start generating and executing their tests. And now, from web to web, mobile, API, Salesforce, they were able to kind of automate all that. Learnings quickly. So the first learning was you need to give GenAI time. I need to give this time. Joke 3, sorry about that. 4, thanks. Yeah, so see, GenAI takes time to implement, right? It's not like you're a very early stage company, you have 10 customers, you want to implement GenAI, you might be able to, but you really won't have that much data, right? And you really need to give GenAI the feedback for it to really get better, and that takes time, and it's a function of large data. I'll enter the business, do not implement GenAI because you can, or because your neighbor is doing it. Please do it because you need to really solve for some business metrics. You need to move the needle for the business, right? Otherwise, it's going to take 6 months of your time, and you're going to have to answer some really tough questions. And data security, that's one thing we realized. Make sure your data is not being used to train the larger model. And if you're talking to a vendor, make sure you have all these guardrails in place. I'm going really fast, so please stop me. If you need me to go slow, happy to. And finally, I think we're almost done. There you go. So the one question which we keep getting asked, right, in all these calls, when we meet analysts, when we meet customers, is AI going to replace people? The answer is a big no, right? AI will never replace people, but those teams which use AI are going to be at a crazy advantage compared to those who do not use AI. And with that, I'm done. Please, I'm happy to answer questions, but I won't do that here. Come to the booth. I'll be answering all the questions only if you come to the booth. We can give you a quick demo of Testsigma Copilot. And please scan this, and we are more than happy to, help you out with your GenAI questions and evaluation. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Narain. And you know what? You need to take out your phone if you want to scan it, right? How will you scan it? From your eyes? Has AI become so advanced? Or maybe some other tool? But yes, thank you so much, Narain. Thanks a lot for sticking to the time. Truly appreciate that. Was definitely insightful. Let me get a few questions from the audience. Thank you so much for taking out your phone and scanning it. Do we have any questions from the audience here? Thank you. I thought that they would maybe visiting your booth. But yes, the gentleman there.
Hello?
Hi.
Hello, hi. I am Yamna from Techno Identity. Like, how does the Testsigma Copilot supports collaboration between manual testers and automation engineers and developers?
See, end of the day, we have spoken to multiple, testing teams, manual automation, right? And what we truly believe is we are all automation engineers, right? So that's what we believe in. We don't believe in multiple, teams sitting separately trying to automate things. Like I said, we don't want BAs to be relying on people who know coding to come help them automate. So, and we truly believe that quality is the duty of everybody. It's not like you write code, throw it to the other side, have someone test. So it's truly democratized, and unless software quality is really everybody's business in the company, I don't think the business is going to be really scaling. Did I answer your question? Thank you.